Hey, Gil. What's up, family? Let me make sure this is muted.
Oh, that's how you do it. You got it. That's how you get the audio right.
I'll just mute that.
Nigga, my ass people. I'll be on that what's up, man? Keep it on.
What's up? See, I'm logged into your YouTube.
You are?
Yeah, say Dream Wise. This is yours.
Yours right there.
I know. Am I live on your page or my page? I put my page.
Oh well, you might well just go live on mine. That's fine. What's up, man? No, but
what's up, family?
I didn't realize
am I on Dream's page? Or am I on my page? Because I thought I put my page.
That is confusing.
Who page are we on? Peace. El Presidente Consejo del Consejo. That sounds like some alcohol. Peace, Rashana. Peace, Eileen. Are we live on Dream's page or my page? Y'all let me know. Because we confused over here. It's my page. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. What's up? What's up, family? We about to talk about this spiritual grounding.
That's right.
Dream and I are creating a new studio. So we don't have any artwork back there, but we got the camera set up.
We got the artwork.
We got we do got some artwork. It's just not posted.
Artwork.
They just can't waiting. See it.
I'm just waiting. Shout out to B. Lou. I'm just waiting. Don't worry.
What's up?
We just waiting.
We got some artwork that's gonna be going up in the back.
Hey.
But we need time.
Shout out to Zeus and B. Lou, man.
Shout out to Black Zeus and B. Lou.
Yes. Get it out.
And y'all send us some other places to get some dope tapestries from. Because in the office, which is where I be going live from regularly, in the office,
So wait,
I love that Ganesha tapestry.
Why you press mute? Because
I pressed mute so that I can be watching the page, but not the sound not be echoing.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I've been doing that wrong.
What's up? Baby. Say hey to Kimmy, y'all.
Peace to the family.
Peace. Say hey, Kimmy. Say hey, Kimmy. Say hey, Kimmy. Yes. All right, so this is like, can you bring me some Palo Santo and a lighter? Yeah. And incense. This is totally new because we're in a totally new space. So who knows what channels, what downloads may come through being in this different space? Who knows? But I'm excited about it, right? So what's up to the family? Please go ahead and like and share the video. Go ahead and do that. Bring me an incense in the middle thing too. Go ahead and like and share the video. We got something to talk about today. We in a new space. It's all white right now. It will not be all white by the end of this week. Well, it's already Friday tomorrow. It will not be all white next week. We're going to have some stuff hanging up, have some energy coming through. But what's up? We about to talk about spiritual grounding. And the reason why we got to talk about this, family, is because you saw something perfect. The reason why we got to talk about this spiritual grounding is because it's the spring season. It's the spring season. And spring is all about digging deep, getting into the soil. Spring is about flowers blooming. But here's the thing. You as the flower cannot bloom the way you need to if you don't deal with your soil. And when I say deal with your soil, I'm not talking from a perspective of like, anything negative or anything like that. What I'm talking about is When it comes down to you getting into your soil, when it comes down to you grounding, I'm talking about you digging deep and you recognizing, realizing your own strength. That's what I'm talking about right here, right now. What I am talking about right here, right now, is that in this spring season, one of the things that you are going to have to do is ground yourself spiritually. Do y'all know some ways that we ground ourselves spiritually? Do you know some different ways that you ground yourself spiritually? If not, it's okay. I'm about to give you some. But it's important for you to ground yourself spiritually in this spring season. Why? So that you can bloom. So that you can bloom, so that you can manifest, so that you can be who you are designed to be. But you got to get into your soil. You got to get into your soil. You got to nurture your soil, right? Got a little incense burning. First time going live in this space. Ooh, I don't want it to burn this new table. We got a new table. We got a new desk and everything. I got this incense. Should have had Dream bring me the incense ashtray, because little incense burner, I should say, because I definitely don't want to burn the new table. All right. So in y'all's opinion, what do you think the soil is, right? If we're talking about you being the flower that blooms, if you are the flower that blooms in the spring, what is the soil? What is the soil that that flower blooms from? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. What is the flower? If you are the soil, right? The manifestation of you, I said if you're the soil, the manifestation of you is the flower, then what is your soil? What is your soil? What is your soil? Let me know in the chat. Want to talk to y'all about it. Want to talk to y'all about spiritual grounding. I want to talk to you about why it is important for you to dive deep. Why it is important for you to dig deep. For you to get deep enough in the soil in order for you to bloom. I like that. The birthing grounds. Shay said the soil is the birthing grounds. The reason why I like that answer so much is because we can correspond the soil to the womb. So you saying the birthing ground is powerful. Why is that powerful? That's powerful because the birthing grounds is the womb. And within the womb is infinite possibilities. Anything can be birthed from the womb. Okay? Peace, Stellar Jewel. Peace, Eileen. What's up, my good sis? What's up, Mad Titan? What's up, Love? What's up, Shay? What's up, Will? And Tamika, Tiamika, welcome to the page. Welcome to the family. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? So what I want to talk to y'all about is the grounding process, spiritual grounding and digging deep. Okay? When I'm talking about spiritual grounding and when I'm talking about digging deep, I'm talking about you pushing yourself. I'm talking about you going deep within yourself. I'm talking about you stretching yourself, expanding yourself enough so that you can bloom into the person you are destined to be. Okay? Comfortability is not on your side, family. And I don't mean comfortable like your home life, your bills being paid. No, you need that. What I'm talking about is your internal being. Because when we're too comfortable, we get complacent. We get complacent and we don't push ourselves to go beyond who we are, where we are, what we are in this moment. So the spiritual grounding process is so important because it's the time when you have to dig into yourself. It's the time where you have to push yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of doing. It's the time where you have to gather up and get an understanding of who you truly are. The spiritual grounding season that we are in, right? The spiritual grounding season that we are in is really about you figuring out what are your gifts, what are your tools, what is your creativity? In what ways do you deal with adversity? How do you face challenges and overcome? What tools, what skills must you tap into in order for you to get to the next level in your being? That's spiritual grounding. Spiritual grounding is you digging into the depths of yourself to figure out where your strengths are. You digging into you to figure out what skills, what strengths, what tools you have that is going to help you and support you in becoming your best self, that is going to help you and support you in blooming into the beautiful flower that you are. Do we understand? Let me know in the chat if you're getting that. For all of the people who are just coming in, what's up, peace? Welcome to Dream and I's new what do I want to say, like recording studio, right? We're going to be going live from this room from now on. We don't have no artwork yet. It's just a blank canvas. But the beautiful thing about the blank canvas is that there is infinite possibility. There's infinite possibility that can be birthed from the blank canvas. Okay? But what I want to talk to y'all about today, family, is how you have to dig into yourself so that you can come to realize where your power is. See, all of us are so different. All of us are so unique. There's no one flower that is the same, right? We each have this uniqueness, this divinity to us. But in order for you to understand what that is, and in order for you to shine your light, especially when it comes down to these seasons, we're in the spring right now, which means we're still in the soil, right? Which means we're at the top of spring at that, which means we're in the grounding phase, we're planting seeds, we're implanting new ideas, okay? In the summertime, this is when we want to start connecting. This is when we want to start building relationships, building partnerships that are going to support those seeds that we've implanted, that are going to support them in manifesting come harvest time. Do we see how these seasons are working, family? This is how you should be aligning your spiritual practice. So again, let me break that down for you. In the spring season, this is when you start to dig. This is when you start to nurture the soil of your mind. This is when you start to nurture the soil of your mind, the soil of your being, and you start to implant seeds. Seeds of abundance, seeds of love, seeds of creativity, seeds of strength, seeds of purity, seeds of healing, seeds of whatever it is that you desire. This is the season for you to nurture the soil of you. When you get into the summertime, y'all already know when it's summertime, this is when we go into all the parties. This is when we connecting with family. This is when that July 4th energy and you out at the barbecue. This is when you go into the pool, you go into the beach. You're just connecting with people. And those connections with people are what waters the seeds that you planted. And then when we get into the fall, also known as autumn, also known as the harvest time, this is when those seeds start to bloom in the harvest time. And it's important that those seeds bloom at that time because this is when we already know the seasons are changing and soon it will be winter. And so when those seeds bloom, this is when you have to start collecting everything that has birth from what you implanted in the spring. In the fall, you got to gather all of those things. In the fall, you have to harvest all of those things, and those will be the things that hold you over in the cold winter. It's a cycle, family. It's a continuous cycle. So right now, I need the family to understand that this is a time of spiritual grounding, meaning this is a time where you are focusing on strengthening your connection to yourself. See, we're coming from a season where we were just releasing. The winter season was all about the purge. It was all about the purification. It was all about the death of that ego. It was all about releasing. It was all about the shadow work. It was all about looking at those parts of ourselves that no longer serve who we are and where we are going. That's what the winter was about. Now in the spring, now we have to start strengthening those aspects that we want to manifest more of. This is when we start tending to, this is when we start really giving love, focus, and attention to the things that make us feel more in tune with our divine, sacred self. Spiritual grounding, right? Meaning you connecting to the depths of you connecting to the aspects that make you great. But in order for you to do that, family, you're going to have to break through comfortability. In order for you to do that, it's time for you to start studying some shit. It's time for you to start trying some stuff. It's time for you to start getting into your books, getting into your podcast, getting into the things that are going to add to your life. That's what time it is. And as you are spiritually grounding, you are going to recognize some of those hidden gifts, some of those hidden talents, some of those hidden skills that you've always had. You just didn't know you had them because you weren't challenged enough to utilize them. You weren't challenged enough to utilize those skills. Or maybe those skills, maybe those talents have been laying dormant. This spring season is when you start to nurture them. But in order for you to do that, here's a couple of things that you're going to have to do. One, you're going to need discipline. In this spring season, your discipline is required. Your discipline is asked of you. So you're going to have to set that alarm. You're going to have to wake up early. You're going to have to push yourself to start eating clean, eating cleaner than you've been eating. The spring, what do you think the spring cleaning is? When you do that spring cleaning in your house and in your body, this is when you realize the fortitude of what it is that you have. You don't even, when your body is filled with all the bullshit, you don't even know how precious your body is. But when you dig into it, right, when you pull things up and you let things go, when you weed it out, then you're like, damn, my body is strong. My body is solid. My body looks good. When you clear out your house, you're like, damn, you know what? I actually like this place. I can see myself doing this. I can see myself doing that. This is what we do. This is what we do, family. So this spring season right now, you are needing to spiritually ground. And I'm going to tell you some ways that you do that. Discipline is the first thing. Y'all already know your spirit has been calling you to do something. Your spirit has been like, let's go. I need you to get into this. I need you to wake up earlier. I need you to start exercising. I need you to start drinking that tea. I need you to stop eating that meat. I need you to, your spirit has already been letting you know what it is that you need to do in this spring season. You're going to have to discipline yourself to do it. When you do that, you are going to recognize your strength. More gifts, more talent, more skills, more tools are going to come online. Those things wouldn't come online unless they're not going to come online without you breaking through something. There has to be some level of initiation, right? And you would rather discipline yourself than have life, the external world, discipline you. You need to align with that Saturn energy. Don't let that Saturn energy beat your ass now. You got to do it. You got to do it. Like Miss Blue say, if nothing else moves you, life will. In this spring season, this is a time for you to move yourself. In the Sacred Sister Circle, we had our session on this Monday, and we dealt with transmuting trauma. And one of the meditations and one of the exercises that I had the sisters do in our live session was I had them to dig into themselves, analyze that trauma, and recognize how that trauma has made them powerful, has made them strong, has made them amazing, right? One of my traumatic experiences was my mama always telling me, why are you crying so much? Oh, you too sensitive. She crying for nothing. I'm going to give you something to cry about. That was a part of my trauma, right? I'm going to give you something to cry about, which made me feel like my sensitivity was not good, was not honored, was not something that served me. It felt like my sensitivity was a form of weakness. It felt like me having emotions made me weak. It made me not strong. It made me not in tune. It made me invaluable. That's what it felt like. But what I had to do was I had to spiritually ground myself. I had to come into myself. I had to go into myself so that I can pull out how that experience is actually beneficial to me. Right? Because now my sensitivity allows me to be deeper and more connected to my intuition, which allows me to be able to communicate and support people in their healing work. It's a superpower now. Okay? It's a superpower now. Right? But without me spiritually grounding, without me digging deep into myself, without me analyzing those experiences and realizing just how I got through, realizing how those experiences made me strong, realizing how those experiences made me unique, realizing how those experiences have given me some skills, some tools that I need to implement. If I would have never done that work, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. And then I had to discipline myself to understand that when I feel emotions, it is okay. I had to discipline myself to say, okay, don't fight how I am feeling. I had to discipline myself to say, I'm feeling some type of way. Let me express this feeling. Let me do something with this feeling in a healthy manner. It took discipline. It took a continuous practice for me to bloom into who I am today. The spiritual grounding process is about you digging within yourself to find where your strength, your beauty, your power, your divinity, where it lies within you. That's what we're talking about, spiritually grounded. But and then once you get that, you have to work that thing. Right? Just having one aha moment realization is not going to get you to the breakthrough. It's not going to get you to be the flower that is blooming beautifully like you are meant to be. But you got to operate it. You got to operate that tool. You got to utilize that skill. You got to tap into that gift on a consistent, disciplined basis. And with that, in the spiritual grounding process, you have to have patience. You can't force the bloom. You can't rush the bloom. When it is time for you to open up like that lotus flower, you will do that. But in the meantime, you are being disciplined and you're constantly learning and growing and understanding yourself more on a deeper level. You're digging deep. You're pushing yourself. You're expanding yourself. You're stretching yourself. You are doing the things that you once thought was challenging. You are consistent. This is the spiritual grounding. So you need discipline. You need patience. Here's another thing that you need. You need relaxation. Yes, 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 yes. You need relaxation. And here's why you need relaxation in this spiritual grounding process. You need relaxation because it's impossible for you to get answers about yourself if you don't go within yourself. So you relaxing the mind, relaxing the body, this allows you to be receptive to spirit. This allows you to be receptive to your own divinity. This allows you to be receptive to the voice of your intuition. This allows you to be receptive to the voice of your higher self. You need relaxation. You need relaxation so that you can open yourself up to receive the wisdom about who you are and how you are supposed to show up in this space and time. But a lot of y'all fight the relaxation. You fight the quiet times. You fight the slow moments because you feel like you just got to be doing something. You gotta be just everywhere with it. Okay. I want to tell you, family, discipline, patience, relaxation are all things that you need to be tapping into intentionally in this spring season. Intentionally in this spring season. When you get into your relaxation, this is when all of your creative downloads are going to come through. And you need that creativity because the creativity is how you navigate your trials and tribulations. Your creativity is how you bypass certain roadblocks. Your creativity is how you get around certain distractions, is how you get around certain delays. But you have to know where your creativity lies, and that creativity lies within you. But in order for you to tune into it, you have to observe yourself. Spiritual grounding, family, is about understanding the infinite potential that you are. Spiritual grounding is about understanding the infinite potential that you are. Meaning anything can flow from you, anything can be birthed from you. Right? Anything. But you have to understand what is actually being caused to be birthed from you. What is divinely in alignment for you to bloom as. It's so funny because every spring/summer, this is when the orchid blooms, right? If y'all ever buy an orchid and those flowers fall off, never throw it away. Because between the spring and the summer, it is going to bloom again. And it's one of the most beautiful flowers when it opens up. Why? It looks like a yoni, that's for one. It looks like just the divine feminine energy. I actually have two orchids here. A purple one, or like a purplish blue one, and a pink one. And every year around this time, I patiently await that flower to bloom. Because it just continuously shows me the process of life itself. It shows me the birth, right? It shows me the letting your light shine. It shows me that presence. And then sure enough, when it comes down to fall, when it gets into winter, all of the leaves on that orchid are going to fall off. All of those leaves on that orchid are going to go away. But that does not mean that a spiritual process is not taking place. Okay? So we've come out of this winter season where it's just been about the purge and releasing just very heavy work. Very heavy work in the winter season where you're just recognizing and you're just seeing all of the bullshit, right? All of your own bullshit, right? But now we're talking about how you dig into yourself to find your gems. In the winter, you were seeing all of your toxicity. In the winter, you were seeing all of the things that has been blocking you from blooming and blocking you from being who you divinely are. In the winter, you were recognizing the many aspects of your shadow. Now in the spring, spiritual grounding is about finding your own beauty. It's about finding your own wonder. It's about finding your power, finding your strength, finding those things that make you divinely you, finding those things that make you unique, finding those things that connect you to your higher self. Because the way you connect and the way I connect may not be the same way. All right? Like literally for me right now, in this spring season, I've been disciplining myself to just exercise. I've been doing it since the winter, but I'm taking it up a notch in the spring. And for me, exercise and doing it and the burn of it, the tiredness of it, the discipline of it, just makes me be like, okay, I'm so good. I mean, I feel so damn good after I exercise. I feel so good about myself after I exercise. I feel so good about myself. I'm like, I can do this. I feel strong, physically strong, mentally strong, emotionally strong. Literally, me exercising consistently has made me a better person. And that's the essence of spiritual grounding. What do you need to do to become your better, best self? It's not easy. It's not easy to discipline yourself. It's not easy for Dream Wise to be waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He does it. It's not easy for him to do. Hell, it's not easy for me to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I've been doing it. But that ain't my wake up time, especially with a newborn. Now, she's not a newborn, especially with a almost 4-month-old. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm really not feeling that. I really am like a more of a 9 o'clock person. But I'm realizing that I need to get up at 7 o'clock because when I get up at 7 o'clock, I get more shit done throughout the day. And when I get more stuff done, I feel more accomplished. I feel more in tune. I feel more in alignment with my higher divine self because I am doing what I've been called to do. In order for you to do what you've been called to do, you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to say, okay, I'm doing it. You're going to have to say, okay, I'm doing it. You are going to have to dig deep into yourself and bring that thing to life. Okay? This is a time where you want to be focusing on your connection to your higher self, to your divinity, to your power. Because in the winter season, we did a lot of just releasing to where you almost would feel like, damn, what the hell is going on? In the winter season, you like, why am I experiencing all of these emotions, all of these challenges, all of this? Why am I just realizing and seeing all of this shit that I have to deal with? All of these shadow aspects. That's what we were meant to do at that time. In this season right now, though, it's about recognizing how those times even made you strong. In what ways did they make you strong? And now how do you apply it in your daily life? How do you apply it in your daily life? Okay? Let me know in the chat if y'all understand what I'm saying. Go ahead and let me know. I got Shakila Smith. She said, I hear you, sis. Gratitude for this tonight. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. You are a major player in this thing. You got main character vibes. You are the main character in your own life story. But in order for you to feel that, in order for you to thrive on that, honey, you got to dig into yourself and realize what are the things that make you divinely you. Where does your power lie? Where does your strength lie? What are the skills and talents that you have that make you you? This spring season is about doing that work. So like in the Sacred Sister Circle, we talked about transmuting trauma, Because we're not going to keep on telling ourselves that old story based off of that traumatic experience. I'm like, okay, sacred sisters, but how does that experience make you powerful, make you divine, make you in tune with yourself, make you great? How has that experience shaped you to be that gem that you are? And when I tell y'all in that meeting, all of my sacred sisters was just throwing out some powerful stuff. I was like, yes, y'all got it. Now that you have that, let's focus on embodying that energy on a daily basis. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. So again, what you're going to need to do, you're going to need some discipline. Stop thinking that you can do something one day and there are the results. No, you have to put in the work. But as you are putting in the work, you got to have patience with yourself. You can't expect just because you have this aha moment, now you just know. We live in a physical reality where things are dense, where things are slowed down. So you have to continue operating from that higher mind, from those high vibrational emotions. And before you know it, you will see the results in your physical world. But you got to have patience and you have to trust that it is working out in your favor. And you know it's working out in your favor because you are tapped into your strength. You are connected to your higher self. You are in tune with the divine. And you are creatively navigating through this life. When you are faced with adversity, you know where your strength and power lies. When you are faced with adversity, you know that you have whatever it is that you need in order for you to overcome. Because you done been there and done that. Spiritual grounding is about you going within and remembering yourself. It's like, oh shit, I'm a flower. I'm an orchid. I'm a tulip. I'm a daisy. It's like, oh, I am a flower. Let me not forget who I am. And when you have that remembrance, you discipline yourself to stand in that energy, to stand in that power. You have patience until you get to where you got to go, and you have relaxation. And you know you need to relax because relaxing is when you get to tune into self. All right? So, spiritual grounding season, it's time for y'all to tap in. It is time for you to get into your work. It is time for you to get into your bag. Y'all need to be downloading Audible. If you cannot pick up a book and read, listen to it. If you can't pick up a book and read, listen to it. If you can't go to a gym, get you a membership online. Go to YouTube and exercise. You should be learning a new skill right now. You should be learning a new skill right now. And whatever skill that is, it should be in alignment with your divine sacred self. That's why you have to go in so that you know what it is you're supposed to be doing. And you tap in with that skill. I guarantee you by the time fall comes, September, October, November, by the time fall comes, you are going to see the full manifestation, the full blooming, the full harvest of the work that you put in right now. That's how this thing works. We plant seeds. We plant seeds in the spring. They harvest, we harvest those seeds in the fall, which is why it's also called harvest. You go and you gather those things, and then you hold on to those things as you go throughout the winter. All right, that's my time for y'all today. I love y'all. Shout out to all of my new and former coaching clients. I see y'all in here. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm so glad to see you in here because that says to me, you are still about this work. I see you. Shout out to all of my Sacred Sister Circle members. Shout out to the Patreon family. I love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. Patreon family, we'll be seeing y'all on Saturday. We don't know what we're talking about, but we'll be seeing you then. And that's my time. I will catch y'all later. Y'all have a good, happy Thursday.